Let me tell you about a configuration of PLC. PLC is divided into PLC process and auxiliary PLC. The above is the PLC process, and the words inside are some standard PLCs. For example, straight cutting, punching, and turning off the laser can be configured here. These are all automatically configured by it. We can also add the PLC of each standard process is to remove the membrane and then stop the light and blow. The PLC of the processing flow is divided into fail start, fail end, layer start, layer end, layer end. It can also be said that for a specific layer, start or end for this layer. Then there are part start and part end, loop start and loop end. When the program starts and when the program exits. The PLC can be configured for these processes, including stop, then pause and continue. PLC can also be configured for alarm. The following words are custom PLCs, such as card opening and card reset in the end and tail material process, and cross-chuck process and cross-chuck reset here. Then there are some pulling materials, such as those auxiliary blessings, which can be configured in the custom PLC. Then if you configure it, you can right-click at here, and you can configure some lasers here. Then focus on controlling the gas, adjust the gas, follow and wait for the input, then close the output, and open some output delay operations of the output door. There are also some actions of stopping the light and blowing the auxiliary shaft, moving back to the docking chuck, some actions of the bracket rising and falling, the bracket rising and falling of the material reduction, and the configuration of the unit material and the cross-chuck. There is also an auxiliary PLC here, which can configure the process before the cycle processing, and the process after the cycle processing is before and after the normal processing and when feeding. And then here is a PLC for independent feeding and independent stocking, including this custom process in parallel. It has a parallel operation, and there is a special function, before and after the short tail. You can configure it here. Here is also a right-click to configure these functions. One-click stacking of the pipe head automatically aligns the tail material. The tail material pipe is found in the middle. The material is returned to the middle, and the zero is returned to the marking point. Wait for the input to open the output, close the output, some actions of the auxiliary shaft, and the actions of the normal linkage shaft. All chucks are clamped, and then the feeding bracket is reduced. The bracket can execute a custom PLC call here, and the parallel process loop executes the conditional execution. If it is greater than the Y coordinate, it can exit if it is the coordinate you set. The input port has a signal to exit and no signal to exit. These can be configured here. Then if you are below, you can click here to execute the feeding process, and then click here to execute the custom PLC. There is also a rename of the custom PLC. This is a name of the system, and this is customized by the user. The above is a configuration and description of this PLC.